This is going to be the story, as well as I can remember, of my service in the armed forces. My name is Vincent Joseph Oliverio. I was born in Salamanca, New York in 1923. I received a letter from the Army saying that I was inducted into the service. The letter came probably in January of 1943, and I had to report with a bunch of other people from Salamanca to the post office in Salamanca. I think it was February the 10th. We loaded on a couple of buses, and we either went to Buffalo or Niagara Falls. I know eventually we were in Niagara Falls, so we'll say we went to Niagara Falls, and we all got a physical, which was really nothing much of a physical because they needed men so badly that if you were just warm enough, they would let you go through. And after I got there, they said, well, all you guys in this section are going into radio school. I was going to become a code operator. And it was going to be a 20-week course. And it was a very extensive course. You woke up in the morning, you had your breakfast, and you went down to the classroom, and you were like in a little cubicle, like a phone booth. It was so intensive of a course. You were on there 8 hours with this thing constant in your ear. And we remember one guy went absolutely nuts. He just went crazy, whack. He tore the earphones off, and he was running up and down the rows. I don't know whatever happened to him, but he just lost his marbles. It was just too much all day long. And then it was about that time that I was never as yet issued anything. No rifle, no Tommy gun, no carbine, no nothing. So finally they were going to go out into the fields, firing range, and they had the rifles there. Well, I was always a good shot when I was young. I was hunting all the time. I could shoot anything, any place. And then it dawned on me, if I get to be good with a rifle, where do you think I'm going to go? Probably the infantry department. And I didn't want to go in the infantry department. So I laid down in the prone position over there, load the gun up and everything, and the guys would tell you, now aim at the target, now get the B down there and put it in the V, and then pull the trigger. So bingo, I would shoot the dirt in front of him, and I would shoot up into the sky. I would shoot on the left. And the guy kept trying to tell me time and time again, no, you're holding the rifle. You're pulling the trigger. You're doing this wrong. Well, I knew what I was doing wrong, but I didn't want to. Finally, he got disgusted. But anyway, that was the end of that. And when it came time for them to issue the guns, they gave me a Tommy gun. A Thompson submachine gun so I could spray people or something. I was happy with that anyway, towards what we thought was Burma, to another camp. And there we just wait there, settle down, wait for instructions. And that's where we first saw Gurkha troops. We had heard about the Gurkhas, but we had never seen them before. And they carried a strange-looking knife, kind of a half-circle knife. Well, naturally curious, we had never seen that kind of a knife before. So the first thing, spotted one of these Gurkha soldiers and made the motion, because we couldn't speak his language, he couldn't speak ours, made the motion that pointed to his knife that we wanted to look. Our eyes pointed to our eyes, look at the knife. And the guy kept shaking his head. No, no, no. Next thing you know, he pulls out the knife, and across his forearm, very gently, he draws it across there, and a little bit of blood. He drew some blood. We looked around at each other. This guy's nuts. What's the matter with him? In the meantime, an English officer happened to be nearby and saw what was going on. He come over, and he was really mad. What's the matter with you damn dumb Yankees? Don't you know that the Gurkha troop soldier cannot draw his knife unless he draws blood? I can remember one time, next thing you know, it started to rain. What the heck? Oh, okay, we had a lot of rain. All of a sudden, big storm came. The rain came down so hard and so fast. You look up there, and the wind took the whole complete tarp right off of our sleeping bag shell. So the guy hollered. He said, we're into a tornado. Let's get over into the middle of the drop area where there are no trees. Because where we're here right now, you could hear trees crashing already. The storm and the wind was breaking down the trees. Our antennas were down. Half of the radio shack was down. Our kitchen was completely demolished. We lost almost everything. Oh my gosh, we were in bad shape, really in bad shape. You were always afraid that the enemy could be there. We went there about 3.5 months. Next thing we know, we got a coded message. Tear up everything. Quickly get out of there. Get all your coats and take off. There's a guide coming. He's going to take you back to another camp. We tore everything down. We had the natives dig a big hole right away quick. Took the radio, the transmitter, everything that we had. We put in everything that could fit in that hole, doused it with the gasoline that we had, and set a fire to it. We entered the harbor of New York, and what a beautiful sight it was. Everybody cheering, so happy to see not only the big buildings, but the Statue of Liberty. That's the one that really brought on the cheers. And there were tugboats there in the harbor. They were blowing their whistles because they knew the troops were coming home. And it was really nice. It was a nice, joyful docking in the harbor. I went back to civilian life, working at the hotel, and just getting back to what a good old civilian would do. And thankfully, I came back with nothing really severe.